Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk English Every Day.
Hi, everyone. We're very happy you're here practicing English with us today.
Hello, dear friends. Welcome. I'm very happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening at home, walking outside, or relaxing after a long day, this is your quiet English time.
Hello, everyone. I always enjoy these moments together. It feels like we are sitting in a calm place, just talking slowly and learning naturally.
Yes, exactly. And before we begin today's conversation, here is a small reminder. If you enjoy learning English in this relaxed way, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.
Your support helps more learners around the world find this peaceful space for English practice.
Today's topic is something many English learners notice very early in their journey.
Oh, yes. I remember this feeling clearly.
The words are very small.
But they appear everywhere.
In conversations.
In stories.
In memories.
Even in simple daily sentences.
Today, we will gently explore three little words.
Was.
Were.
And been.
Once learners see these words, they feel a little confused.
I definitely did when I first noticed them.
Sometimes learners ask questions like, why do we say I was, but they were?
And sometimes they wonder about the word been.
Yes, that word can feel mysterious at first.
Very mysterious.
But today, we will not start with grammar rules.
Good.
We will not talk about complicated grammar names.
Even better.
Instead, we will explore these words the way people actually use them in life.
Through small stories.
Through real moments.
Through everyday conversations.
Because language becomes easier when we feel it inside situations.
Not inside textbooks.
Exactly.
Let's imagine a simple moment.
You wake up in the morning and look outside your window.
Maybe the sky is cloudy.
Yes, cloudy and quiet. Later, you meet a friend at a small cafe.
You sit down with coffee and start talking about the morning.
Your friend asks, "How was your morning?"
And you answer, "It was very peaceful."
That sentence feels very natural.
Yes, it was peaceful.
Maybe you continue and say, "The streets were very quiet."
Ah, there is another one.
Yes.
The streets were very quiet.
In that moment, you were simply describing how things felt earlier.
A calm memory from the morning.
Exactly.
Let's imagine another moment.
Now you're talking about your weekend with a coworker.
The coworker asks, "Where did you go on Saturday?"
You smile and say, "I was at the beach."
That sounds relaxing already.
Then you continue, "My friends were there too."
That sounds like a lovely day.
Later, someone else joins the conversation.
Maybe another coworker passing by.
Yes. The coworker hears the conversation and asks, "Oh, have you been to that beach before?"
Ah, there it is.
Yes.
The word been appears in a different way.
And it often appears when we talk about experiences in life.
Experiences like places we visited.
Or things we have done.
I remember hearing questions like that many times.
Such as?
Have you been to this restaurant?
Yes.
Have you been to that city?
Exactly.
These questions feel very natural in everyday conversation.
They do.
Even though the words are small, they carry different moments of time.
Moments from earlier today.
Moments from yesterday.
Moments of our life experiences.
It's amazing how much meaning can live inside such small words.
And the good news is something very important.
What is that?
Once you begin hearing these words inside real conversations,
They start to feel natural.
your ears become familiar with them,
Your mouth becomes comfortable saying them.
and slowly they become part of your own English.
That is always the goal.
Because language learning should not feel stressful.
It should feel like discovering small pieces of everyday life.
Through conversation,
Through listening.
through stories.
And today we are beginning that journey with 3 small words.
Was
Were.
and been.
And this is only the beginning of our conversation.
Imagine a cool Saturday morning in a small neighborhood park. The air feels fresh and the trees are moving gently in the wind.
That sounds like a peaceful place to start the day.
A group of friends is walking slowly along a path. They're talking about what they did the night before.
Weekend conversations are always full of little stories.
One friend smiles and says, "Last night was really fun."
That sentence already sounds warm and relaxed.
Another friend asks, "Oh, really? Where were you?"
A very common question.
The first friend replies, "We were at a small restaurant near the river."
I can imagine that place already. Maybe soft lights and quiet music.
Yes, exactly. The friend continues, "The food was amazing."
Good food always makes a night memorable.
Another friend looks curious and asks, "Who was there with you?"
So many little moments of the word was appearing.
Yes. The friend answers, "My sister was there and 2 of my cousins were there too."
Ah, I noticed something interesting there.
What do you notice?
When we talk about one person, we often hear was.
Yes.
But when we talk about more than one person, we often hear were.
That's a helpful observation.
It feels natural when you hear it inside real conversations.
Exactly.
Let's imagine the story continues.
One of the friends suddenly looks excited.
What happened?
The friend asks, "Wait, have you been to that restaurant before?"
Oh, there's that third word again.
Yes, the word been.
That question sounds like asking about someone's life experience.
Exactly.
The friend shakes their head and says, "No, I haven't been there before."
Then another friend laughs and says, "I have been there many times."
That sounds like someone who loves that restaurant.
The friend continues, "It was my favorite place when I lived near the river."
That sentence feels like remembering the past.
Yes, remembering a time earlier in life.
Let's step into another situation.
Okay.
Imagine 2 coworkers talking on Monday morning.
They are standing near the coffee machine in the office.
One coworker asks, "How was your weekend?"
That question appears everywhere on Monday mornings.
Yes, it really does.
The coworker answers, "It was very relaxing."
That sounds nice.
Then the coworker continues, "My parents were visiting me."
That must have been a pleasant visit.
The coworker smiles and says, "We were at the park most of the afternoon."
I can imagine families walking and children playing.
Another coworker overhears the conversation and joins in.
What does the coworker ask?
The coworker asks, "Oh, that park near the lake? I have been there before."
That sounds very natural.
Then the coworker continues, "It was beautiful in the spring."
I noticed something again.
What do you notice?
The word been often appears when someone talks about visiting a place sometime in their life.
That's right.
I have been there.
Exactly.
And was and were often appear when we talk about a specific moment in the past.
A moment like last night
Or yesterday afternoon.
or last weekend.
It feels like small windows into past memories.
Beautifully said.
Language really does carry little memories.
And the more we hear these patterns in everyday conversations,
The more natural they become.
soon they begin to appear naturally in our own speech.
Without needing to think too hard.
Exactly.
Just like in these small stories we're sharing together.
Stories about weekends,
Restaurants,
parks.
and the places we have been in our lives.
Imagine a quiet evening on a long train ride. The train is moving slowly through the countryside, and the sky outside is turning orange and pink.
That sounds like one of those peaceful travel moments.
2 passengers are sitting across from each other. They didn't know each other before the trip, but now they have started talking.
Travel conversations often begin like that.
One passenger smiles and says, This train was very crowded earlier today.
I can imagine that. Trains are often busy in the afternoon.
The other passenger nods and replies, Yes, the seats were almost all full when I got on.
That sentence feels very natural.
The passenger continues, But now it's quiet. Most people were getting off at the last station.
I noticed something interesting.
What do you notice?
When they talk about what things were like earlier, they use was and were to describe those moments.
Exactly.
It feels like remembering a scene from earlier in the day.
Let's imagine the conversation continues.
Okay.
One passenger looks out the window and says, This area was my hometown many years ago.
That sounds emotional.
Yes, it carries a sense of memory.
The other passenger looks surprised and asks, Really? You were from this town?
The passenger smiles and says, Yes, I was born here.
That must bring back many memories.
The passenger continues quietly, But I moved away a long time ago.
Then the other passenger might ask something interesting.
What question do you imagine?
Maybe they ask, Have you been back here often?
That's a perfect question.
Because now they're talking about life experience.
Exactly.
The passenger thinks for a moment and says, No, I haven't been here in almost 10 years.
That sentence feels reflective.
Yes, like someone thinking about the past.
The passenger then smiles gently and says, But I'm happy I have been able to visit again today.
That sounds like a meaningful return.
Language often carries these emotional moments.
Words connect memories to the present.
Let's imagine another scene.
Where are we going this time?
A school reunion.
Oh, that's always full of memories.
Several former classmates are standing together in a large hall. They haven't seen each other in years.
People are laughing and recognizing old friends.
One person points to the stage and says, This hall was our gym when we were students.
That must bring back a lot of memories.
Another classmate laughs and says, Yes, and the teachers were very strict during sports practice.
I think many students remember strict teachers.
One of the classmates suddenly asks another question.
What do they ask?
Have you been in contact with our old teacher?
Ah, there is that word again.
Yes, been.
The classmate shakes their head and says, No, I haven't been in touch with her for years.
Another classmate joins the conversation and says, I have been talking to her recently.
That sounds surprising.
The classmate continues, She was very happy to hear about this reunion.
I like how the conversation moves between memories and experiences.
Exactly.
Was and were appear when people talk about moments from the past.
Moments from school days.
Moments from earlier today.
And been often appears when people talk about life experiences.
Places they visited.
People they stayed connected with.
Or things they have done during their lives.
It's fascinating how such small words carry so much meaning.
And when we hear them inside real conversations like these,
They begin to feel natural.
natural like memories shared between people.
Exactly.
Slowly our ears understand them.
And our voices begin to use them naturally.
Just like in the stories we're sharing together.
Let's imagine a small English learning group meeting in a library study room. The room is quiet, and everyone is practicing speaking together.
That sounds like a comfortable place to practice English.
One learner is telling a story about yesterday.
Maybe they look a little unsure while speaking.
Yes, but they are trying their best. The learner says, Yesterday, I were very tired after work.
That is a sentence many learners say.
Very true. The teacher smiles warmly and says, That's a very common sentence for learners.
I like how the teacher responds kindly.
The teacher continues gently, Let's make a small adjustment so it sounds more natural.
A small adjustment always feels encouraging.
The teacher says slowly, Yesterday, I was very tired after work.
Ah, I hear the difference.
The learner nods and repeats, "Yesterday, I was very tired."
That sounds much smoother.
The teacher smiles and says, "Perfect."
Moments like that help learners feel confident.
Let's imagine another learner speaking.
Okay.
The learner says, "Last weekend, my friends was at my house."
Another very common moment.
The teacher nods and kindly says, "That sentence is almost perfect."
What small change does the teacher suggest?
The teacher says, "Because you were talking about more than one friend, we say were."
So the sentence becomes,
Last weekend, my friends were at my house.
yes, that sounds very natural.
The learner repeats the sentence with a smile.
My friends were at my house.
The teacher says warmly, "Excellent."
Gentle corrections like this make learning feel safe.
Exactly.
Let's imagine another situation where learners often feel confused.
This time, a learner is talking about travel.
Travel stories are always fun.
The learner says, "I have went to Japan before."
Ah, that sentence sounds very familiar too.
Yes, many learners say this while speaking.
What does the teacher say?
The teacher smiles kindly and says, "That's a very understandable sentence."
That sounds encouraging already.
Then the teacher continues gently. In natural English, we say, "I have been to Japan before."
Ah, I see.
The learner repeats slowly, "I have been to Japan before."
That sentence flows nicely.
The teacher nods and says, "Perfect."
I like how the teacher corrects the sentence softly.
Yes, because learners should never feel embarrassed.
Mistakes are simply part of learning.
Exactly.
Let's imagine one more small learner moment.
Okay.
A student is telling a story about a party.
The student says, "The party were very fun."
That sounds like another tiny mix-up.
Yes. The teacher smiles and gently says, "That's very close."
What change does the teacher suggest?
The teacher says, "Because we are talking about one party, we say was."
So the sentence becomes,
The party was very fun.
that sounds natural.
The student repeats, "The party was very fun."
That feels much clearer.
The teacher says kindly, "Excellent sentence."
I like these small corrections.
Yes, they help learners notice patterns.
Patterns like I was, they were, and I have been.
Exactly.
The more we hear and practice these patterns,
The more comfortable they become,
slowly they begin to feel natural.
just like in everyday conversations.
And step by step, learners become more confident speaking English.
Imagine a warm afternoon in a small cafe on a quiet street. The tables near the window are filled with soft sunlight.
That sounds like the perfect place for a long conversation.
Two friends are sitting together after not seeing each other for a long time.
Reunions like that always bring many stories.
One friend smiles and says, "I'm so happy we finally met again."
The other friend laughs gently and replies, "Yes, the last time we met was almost 5 years ago."
That sentence already carries a sense of time.
Yes, it feels like remembering an old moment.
The first friend nods and says, "Back then, we were both working in the same company."
That must have been an interesting time.
The friend continues, "Those days were very busy."
I can imagine long work days and many projects.
Then the second friend asks, "So where have you been all these years?"
Oh, that question sounds very natural.
The first friend laughs softly and says, "I have been traveling a lot."
That sounds exciting.
The friend continues, "I have been living in different cities."
That must have been quite an adventure.
The friend nods and says, "Last year I was in Spain for 6 months."
Spain must have been beautiful.
The friend smiles and says, "Yes, the streets were full of music and people."
That sounds lively.
Let's imagine another moment in a different place.
Where are we now?
A family living room on a Sunday evening.
Families often share stories at that time.
A young child runs into the room and excitedly says, "Dad, where have you been?"
That sounds like a child who missed their parent.
The father laughs and says, I have been at the grocery store.
That's a very familiar family moment.
The father places the bags on the table and continues. The store was very crowded today.
Weekend shopping can be busy.
The child asks, why were there so many people?
A very curious question.
The father replies, many people were preparing for the holiday.
That makes sense.
The mother joins the conversation and smiles.
What does she say?
She says, I have been cooking all afternoon.
That sounds like a busy kitchen.
She continues, the soup was ready an hour ago.
I can almost smell it.
Family conversations often move between the past and the present.
Yes, and these small words appear naturally in those moments.
Let's imagine one more everyday situation.
Okay.
A group of friends is walking through a city at night.
The lights are bright and the streets feel lively.
One friend looks around and says, this street was much quieter years ago.
Cities often change over time.
Another friend says, yes, the buildings were very old back then.
That sounds like a memory from the past.
A third friend smiles and says, I have been coming here since I was a child.
That must bring back many memories.
The friend continues, this neighborhood was always full of small music shops.
I love places with music everywhere.
The group continues walking slowly, sharing stories from different times in their lives,
Memories from the past.
experiences they've been through.
And memories of how things were before.
These little conversations show how naturally these words appear in real life.
Was and were help us talk about past moments.
And been often appears when we talk about life experiences,
The places we have visited.
the things we have done.
And the journeys we have been on in our lives.
Language really is full of small stories.
And every story helps us understand these words a little more.
The evening feels calm again. The conversations we shared today are slowly settling in our minds.
Yes, it feels like we traveled through many little moments together.
We visited a cafe with old friends,
A park on a quiet morning,
a busy train ride,
a family living room.
and even a lively city street at night.
In all those moments, 3 small words appeared again and again.
Was
Were.
and been.
Such small words, but they help us talk about so many parts of our lives.
Let's gently revisit some familiar sentence patterns you might hear every day.
That sounds like a calm way to review.
Imagine someone asking about yesterday,
You might hear a sentence like, yesterday was very busy.
or someone might say, the weather was beautiful this morning.
A friend could say, the movie was really interesting.
These sentences describe one thing in the past.
Now imagine someone talking about more than one thing.
You might hear, the streets were very quiet last night.
Or, my friends were at the cafe yesterday.
A teacher might say, the students were very excited about the trip.
Those sentences describe more than one person or thing in the past.
Now, let's look at another kind of everyday question.
A question about experiences.
Someone might ask, have you been to this park before?
Or, have you been to that restaurant?
A traveler might say, I have been to that city many times.
Another person might say, I haven't been there yet.
These sentences often appear when people talk about experiences in life,
Places we visited,
events we attended.
or journeys we have taken.
Let's continue with a few more examples you might hear in daily life.
Someone might say, I was very tired after work yesterday.
Or, we were happy to see our friends again.
A traveler might say, I have been traveling a lot this year.
A student might say, I have been studying English every day.
Those sentences feel very familiar.
They do because people use them all the time.
When you listen to English conversations around you, you will hear these patterns everywhere.
In cafes,
In classrooms,
in offices,
in family conversations.
and even in short messages between friends.
The more you listen to these patterns,
The more natural they become.
and the easier it becomes to speak them yourself.
If you are practicing shadowing right now, try repeating a few sentences slowly.
For example, you can say, "Yesterday was a peaceful day."
Or, my friends were at the park.
Or, "I have been to that city before."
Slow repetition helps your mouth become comfortable with the rhythm of English.
Over time, these patterns begin to feel natural.
Language learning is not about rushing.
It is about small steps,
Small conversations.
small moments of understanding.
If today's lesson helped you feel more comfortable with was, were, and been, that is wonderful progress.
And we would love to hear from you.
Tell us in the comments.
Can you write one sentence with was?
And one sentence with were.
And maybe one sentence with been.
Sharing your sentences helps you practice.
And it helps other learners too.
If you enjoyed this calm English conversation lesson,
Don't forget to like the video,
and subscribe to the channel.
because we share new, slow English conversations regularly.
Conversations designed to help you feel confident
Relaxed.
and comfortable speaking English every day.
Thank you for spending this time learning with us.
See you next time on Talk English Every Day.
Bye-bye, everyone.